So Veracity Trap, though, can you tell me, have you gotten a positive feedback from that over since it's been released, or
Um,
how?
yeah, I mean the reviews have been great, and I mean they're mostly all online, but that's all right. And yeah, it's really and I've done a bunch of signings, and uh, a couple people told me that they read it to their kids, um, and they loved it, and like which is really great and really important to me because I didn't set out thinking, oh, this has to be an all ages book. But I think it, I mean, I think it's good that it is. Like the only thing, like, like the real cerebral concepts in it are just going to fly over their heads anyway. And that's I mean, that's the stuff that's sort of quote troubling. But, in the meantime, just have the wasp fly through a monster's nose.
I thought the visuals in that were great. It was a real harken back to like real dawn of the Silver Age of comics, and um, Michael Cho did a really good job
He did
at
a fantastic job. Yeah, I mean, and he was my kind of first and only choice. And when we can talk about that, I'm happy to talk about that. But he just did a spectacular job. And if you would have seen how screwy this script was, like to figure out how to like draw that, um, but he did. He did.
I think he did a great job, and I'm sure if hopefully if Michael Cho listens to this, compliments to my compliments to the chef.
Yeah. I should add here that he also colored it.
He did.
Yes, he wasn't going to at first because he didn't think he would have time. But when it was finally drawn and he worked so hard on it for so long, he just couldn't imagine giving it to somebody else to color. And so he just rolled up his sleeves and said, "All right, I'm the one that has to color this." And you know, again, did a spectacular job.
Wow. Yeah, no, I thought the colors were great too. So it was fantastic. Um, Let me ask you a question about Abrams' books. I mean, Abrams' books has been publishing these oversized graphic novels and for more of like a bookshelf presence in stores. How did you get involved with Abrams? Was it because of your involvement in the publishing industry yourself, or
Well, the yes. So one of my very best friends in the world is a gentleman named Charlie Kochman. We met. He was at DC Comics in the licensed publishing department. And I think the first thing we worked on together was the Batman animated book. And that would have been what, 97, I think. Uh and we've been great friends ever since. And Anyway, we were working on another project, which was called DC Golden Age 365 Days. And that was published by Abrams. And by the end of that process, Abrams offered him a job. And you, to say, we need to up our comics game. And we'd like you to do that. And and I love this story, and I'll try to keep it really short. So cut to New York Comic Con, I don't know, 2002, 2003. And Charlie is I mean, Abrams, I mean, it didn't have a booth back then. It was just like a table. And Charlie was looking at people's portfolios, and this guy comes up to him and says, "Would you ever consider publishing a book that started on the web?" Because at that time, web comics were because you couldn't get it published anywhere else. So
right?
you threw it up on the web. Anyway, so Charlie looks at this material and it's black and white and it's not really comics, but it's like illustrated prose. But he thought it was really funny and he thought, why not? Like let's do it. And so he took this project to his bosses at the time, who shall remain nameless, um, and said, I want to publish this book. And they looked at it and said, no, I don't think so. I don't, yeah, not interested. And so there was this back and forth and the pushback from Charlie. And ultimately he said, well, then why'd you hire me? And this person said, who is no longer at the company, not because of this, but just anyway, said, well, okay, but I can guarantee you nobody wants to buy a book with the word wimpy in the title. And 400 million copies later, and that story is true. And that there's about I could tell maybe 4 stories like that in publishing since I've been in publishing for 40 years. So so then they give him his own imprint and it's called Abrams Comic Arts, and he's been expanding that ever since. And he's great. I did a book with Alex Ross called Mythology, and yeah, that's coming. And I think Charlie was still at DC at that time. Anyway, Alex and Charlie are great friends, and uh, and Charlie had worked with Alex on various projects, and I don't know, 5 summers ago or something, Alex wanted to write and draw his own Fantastic Four story.
Hmm.
And long story short, Charlie, I mean, it's one thing to have a licensing deal with like Marvel or DC, um, but to have a book deal with them where you can publish original content using their characters is very, very unusual. Very unusual. And so, but he did. He struck this deal with them, and this like little micro imprint, I call it, is Marvel Arts, and the Veracity Trap is the third book in it.